Welcome to this first series, podcast series of crime, extremism, and terrorism of the ITSS Verona member series. And today our guest is actually Mr. Noor Dahri. We're very happy to have him here. My name is Francesco. I'm a first year PhD student at King's College London, with specialization actually in organizational terrorism on Al Qaeda. Adelaide, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, welcome Noori. I am Adelaide Martelli. I have an MA in counterterrorism and homeland security. And in the coming fall, I will be starting my PhD in King's College, specializing in cognitive Islamist radicalization.
Fantastic. Please, Noor, if you want to introduce yourself. You're actually also a member of the scientific committee of the ITSS Verona.
So thank you very much. Right,
welcome.
Guys, thanks for inviting me here on the event, the Zoom ones. As you know, my name is Noor Dahri, and I'm a counterterrorism researcher, and I have my organization, which is called ITCT, Islamic Theology of Counterterrorism, based in the UK. Our objectives are to counter the narratives of Islamists through the Islamic theology all around the world. And me personally, I'm author of a couple of books. I'm a writer, and I'm a social media activist, blogger, you can say. And I'm a member of the many national and international counterterrorism extremist organizations. I worked for the police last 7 days, and now I'm running the counterterrorism think tank in the UK.
Fantastic. Great. Noori, so thank you very much for that. Tell us a bit about what you're doing. Tell us a bit about your experience.
Well, experience is a vast experience. I studied when I joined the police. Now, currently in the UK's experience, when I joined the police, I studied a criminal psychology diploma from Oxford. Then I studied online counterterrorism from ITC Herzliya, Israel, and I recently I did a master's in terrorism, security, and policing from Leicester University. And if you look in back in days in 90s when I was a very young guy, right? And I was a member of a militant organization which called LET. LET is a stand for with Lashkar-e-Taiba, the organization based in the South Asia. The activities are in the South Asia, not beyond South Asia. The organization was created in Pakistan in regards to carry out destabilize Indian administrator Kashmir. And as a mujahideen, you can say people are recruited, trained in Afghanistan, Pakistan training camps, and sent to Kashmir, the Indian part, to fight against the security forces, Indian security forces. So that was my background. I spent there. I spent within LETs like 1 or 2 years. I spent more time in Afghanistan, and this is how I was recruited when I was a young guy. So this is my past, and then I moved to the UK, and on and on for the last 20 years. I joined London Police, and now it's a counterterrorism field.
Fantastic. Okay, so based on just one quick question from my side, it's regarding the social structures in the Pakistani society. So in the recruitment process, how important is the social structure when you join those organizations? Because it looks like there's some form, there's some structure we need, something that probably an outsider won't be able to see, something that is more related to the local and the way culture is organized, and social structures are formed within the Pakistani society. How important is the process of being part of a family and so on for being recruited in those organizations?
At that time, the process was very easy. It was not like very complicated, because recently the Afghan-Russia war was ended in late 80s. 1978, 98. Then those old people, mujahideens, they were fighting in Afghanistan. They now moved back to Pakistan, and Pakistan wanted to use them in Kashmir to achieve their own political agenda. So that time the atmosphere already was generated through the Afghan-Russian war, right? It was nothing new to the public. And every in a sermons in a Friday sermons in the mosque, imams were talking about the importance of jihad and against the kuffars. And if you go any institute, people are talking about jihad, because atmosphere already was created for last 10 years against Russian occupation in Afghanistan. So it was that was a needed the organization needed that organization can recruit the people from Pakistan and supported by the Pakistani establishment, and it should fight into the India. And you know, the India is I can say is in Pakistani people, it was induced like is a genetically enemy of the Pakistan. So every person born there has been indoctrinated hatred against India. So if the organization, they come out and they say, okay, we need a people to save the Kashmiri Muslims from Indian atrocities in the name of Islamic jihad, and people will obviously they will be welcome, and they will be easily recruited by the organization. There was nothing, as you can say, any special thing to convince the people, or is there any special thing you can say the people can do in some certain courses and this and that? No, it was easy. Just use the name of Islam and jihad. People are recruited.
Fantastic. Okay. Adelaide.
So my question, I'm really interested in your process of radicalization. And during such process, have you ever performed dawah activities? If so, what did you do? And do you believe there is a specific approach in order to engage in dawah?
Well, dawah is a very important part of any terrorist or jihadist organization, because dawah will give you justification to commit any act of jihadism, any act of terrorism, because you have a certification. As I said, it has been so many scholars say, without a motivation, you can't commit any activity. So motivation and capability is very important. So the capability you get through the organization. Motivation you can get through indoctrination ideas and ideology. So before they obviously they recruited as a dawah person, not as a jihadist person, right? They recruited, okay, can we go to different people and we can talk to them about Islam, about jihad, the importance, how when you sacrifice your life, what you will get in the world, as well as hereafter, like 70 virgins and this and that, so many things. So it started from the dawah to indoctrinate. So the first they call the people is they don't like show that we are recruiting people. They just started like as like a seminar type of things, or any educational work or Islamic education work. People come and they can sit about what Imam said, what the organization, the head of that area, he can say it. So people are, when they're convinced, and they can choose, okay, these people are good to do go with us other places to the dawah activities. So then after dawah, then they choose which people are very dedicated to the organization. When they are very dedicated to the organization, then they can send them for the training center in Afghanistan.
Fantastic.
Nice, thank you.
Wow. Okay. Regarding these training camps in Afghanistan, how so there is, from what I could understand, there is quite a large number of people actually have been taking part in those camps. In time. How do you believe? I mean, those people, when after they've left camp, how do they gain contact? I mean, those could become vehicle for spreading radicalization process, radicalized people when they go back to their communities. How do those people maintain contact? Do you believe they continue to be, based on your experience of course, do you believe some of those people remain active, or have remained in contact with others, have try to spread more a different version of Islamic teachings?
Okay, the thing is, the people they were sent by organization into Afghanistan for have a training. So there was a
Yeah.
different type of trainings. One training called Dawai Ama. Dorai Ama means is a very ordinary training,
Okay.
basic training, which runs only for 4 weeks, right? And then these 4 weeks people, this from 4 weeks training, the people select some people to do a Dorai Khasa, the further course, high level
Okay.
course, which runs 3 months militant trainings, right?
Okay.
And rest of people, they can send them back to Pakistan to do dawa activities along
More
with
dawa. Okay.
more dawa. Because the thing
Mhm.
is this, one person, he is not never been Afghanistan, never recruited, never been under training. Now he is over there. Now one person has been trained even the 4 weeks in Afghanistan. He went there Afghanistan, he did a military training. So when he will be back, he will recruit or motivate more people.
Okay.
Do you understand that? This is how they will use the people. Some people select for the dawa activities, some people select for the further courses, and from further courses, they select more people who can send for the mission into Kashmir. Right now, the connection that time, 90s, when I'm talking about 90s, there wasn't any social media, not even mobile phones,
Sure.
nothing else, right? So their contact was only in, because every city they have their offices.
Mm-hmm.
So when they have offices, so people are random, they can, okay, every Thursday or every Friday there's an event. So those people who are trained for Afghanistan, so they run the event. So this is
Interesting.
how the word by word they can tell the people, okay, this time, this day, this place, you should come. So we will start event this. So this was communication, and they have obviously every houses have a phone, so they can have a phone numbers, call them. This was the communication system.
Fantastic. So there was a lot of mouth communication.
Mass communication, friends, through friends communication, through telephone communications, through writings communication. They were very strong communication, and the human intelligence or connection is a more
Sure.
better than the technology. Do you understand that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So last question, or you mentioned some kind of dynamics inside training camps, but I would like to know: have you ever seen women inside training camps? And if so, what were their roles? Is it right to state that women are more related, are more likely to engage into financial, charitable, or recruiting activities?
Well, they were not any single woman was trained in Afghanistan or training centers at that
Interesting.
time. Because the women's role, there was so many related departments under the organization for women and girls. Okay, which
Okay.
called organization with start from the Banat or something like that. And these women's role was to indoctrinate more people, children, girls, women, because the thing is this, if they indoctrinate one mother, they can indoctrinate one generation. Do you
Absolutely.
understand
The
that?
children.
So
Yeah.
yes, so their activities were more to support Mujahideen, living
Okay.
in the back, recruiting, motivating, because mother can motivate more than the other people. Wife can
Absolutely.
motivate more than the other people. Do you understand that? If the mother say,
Absolutely.
yes,
Yes.
yes, son, this is a cause of God, cause of Allah. Go and sacrifice your life for the Allah. And I'm, as a mother, I'm pleased with you. And obviously, this is a great motivator than the other people. So their role was sitting behind and motivating and recruiting people, specifically their own families, house, friends, circle, women's circle, and these all things.
Fantastic.
So women are like really important inside the radicalization process of men. You are stating that
Say again, sorry.
women are really important inside along the radicalization process of men.
Exactly, that's right. Because women have a more a power of motivated people, like
Absolutely. Yeah.
as a role of wife, as a role of mother.
Yeah.
So obviously
Okay.
they have a very important part in the men's life. So this is why they have used them as their own important and crucial tools to recruit and motivate more people. Main thing is not a recruiting. They can recruit the people. More main important thing is motivation. If the mother
Yeah.
said, if the mother said, if you go for the jihad, I will never forgive you. Obviously, then the person will think about it. Oh, my mom is not happy with me. How can I go this and that? But if the mom said, or the wife said, listen, don't worry about that, right? You go there, I will look after your children, everything. I will raise more people for Islam, the cause of the Islam. Okay, you can go, and he will get motivated to do something, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Okay,
So it's been quite strong cause in terms of, as a cause, a motivational factor has been quite important at the level of women. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And this organization I'm talking about, that when the organization newly was created, and if you look at the organization now, the same elite organization, which is now dismantling and is classified as a terrorist organization by the Pakistani government, as well as the UN, as well as America and India and all around the world. And these organizations, if you look at the trained people, I'm not talking about the Dawa people, I'm talking about the old people who are trained so far in the last 20, 30 years. They are in millions, not even in thousands, not even 100,000, millions. And they are trained in Pakistan. And this is why the Pakistan foreign minister said in the US, Washington, when it was asked by the journalist that how can you control the elite, how can you disband the elite? And he said, elite is a state within the state. And it cannot be easily to ban them because they have millions of trained jihadists in Pakistan. Do you understand that? So they say it will take a time and process. Yes, elite is state within the state, and I can say it's a powerful than the state in Pakistan.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Noor, thank you very much. I mean, it's been fantastic. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Likewise, guys. Likewise. And I wish you good luck.